Survivor season 44 has officially come to a close, and after an excellent season, the fifth place finisher joins me now. Lauren, congrats on all your success on this show. How are you?
Oh my gosh, thank you so much. I am so just proud. I'm proud of the game I played. I'm proud of the dynamic and what banger of a season we had. Like, it was so epic to just be out there and just be with such a great group of people and have such a great show.
Yeah, absolutely. Now tell me, what were your expectations going into the game, and were those expectations met?
You know what? My expectations going into the game, I thought that it was, going to be tough, definitely. Like, that I was going to have to go out there and play just a super strong game and just build really, really dynamic and strong relationships with people and be a little bit more strategic. But when I got out there, I was like, hold up. Like, I realized that everybody was just like raw and real. And the best thing to do was to just be my authentic self. I didn't have to go out there and just try to truly like manipulate and do this and that, but just it's a social game essentially, So I think that it was more of just like normal, my day-to-day life and what I do every day than to like go out there and be super strategic.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Now, you just talked on strategy and kind of your socialness of it all, but you also proved to be a competition beast. So what did it mean to you to win 2 individual immunities?
Oh my God, how epic is that? Like, that's like the all-time goal, to go out there and win immunities. Like, that's so coveted, And like at the beginning, of the game, I was not as great in the group challenges, kind of lowered my threat level a bit. So I think it was cool that they weren't expecting me to come out and be such a force, in that individual game. So like, so cool, such an honor, to wear that necklace. And I'm just super proud of myself.
Yeah, absolutely. I was always really impressed by you in that way. So now also last night, the editing had me fooled because I really thought you found the idol on the beach at the final 5. So I have to know, if you would have found the idol, how do you think that like you would have fared at the end, or how do you think it would have played out differently?
Okay, so I knew that was my only like saving grace at that point, because I had already like damaged some relationships, right? So probably my biggest regret was to not form that relationship with Heidi there, because I feel like I still needed that. But like, I think if I would have had that idol, I would have made it to the final 4, right? Then it would have depended on that challenge. And if I went to fire, I know how to make fire. I would have been just as great. And if I would have gotten past that, I think I would have really had a fighting chance. The only person I think I might not have been able to beat was Carson. Okay. But I think I had a great group of friends on the jury where that was in my favor. And I had built some great relationships at that point. So I think if I would have made it past that, like you should have seen the people last night. Like when I said, well, Jeff, like everybody was like, whoa, like it was crazy, because if that would have happened, like it would have changed the game completely.
Absolutely.
Nobody would have expected it, but I think I would have had like a really good fighting chance.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%. So, okay, now speaking on the jury a little bit, I always am curious to hear why the jury voted the way they did. So why did you ultimately vote for Jam Jam over Heidi and Carolyn for the win?
Yeah. So for me, Jam had the best like social game. Okay. They didn't show a lot of my relationships on this season. But I was very close with Jam, and I didn't really have a relationship with Heidi because of Danny, he was coming for me the whole game and they were buds. So I was like, ah. And then Carolyn, we didn't have a great social relationship together either. I didn't really know her. She was very strategic, but just like very behind the scenes too. Jam made sure that he kept those relationships. He had really great jury management. So he formed those relationships without breaking any bonds. And I think it truly showed like how great of a person he was when he helped Carson at the end. When he was trying to help him make fire and do all of that. Like Jam Jam was truly, truly like just a great human being, and his social game was dynamic. So he fooled us. He played us, but he overall, like he was very deserving, and that's why I chose to vote him.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense for sure. That moment with Carson was probably one of the most compelling moments of the season for me, to be honest. But now,
Yeah.
speaking of good humans, I also think that you're an awesome human being, and I loved how vocal you were this entire season of being a single mom. I come from a
Yeah.
single parent household, and so it's nice to see that representation on screen. So, with how vocal you were on screen about it and how vulnerable you were about it, what do you hope that other single parents out there hope to get from your time on the show?
You know, it's so hard being a single mom, and a lot of times, just to be honest, like single moms aren't looked like they're looked down upon, you know,
Yeah,
or they struggle, or they don't feel they have the confidence to like to do anything that they want to do. You know, they feel like they're at a disadvantage. And for me, I was like, just, yeah, I even spoke about it on the show, like, you know, and for me, I was like, I'm not going to let what society believes about being a single mom, like, define me. You know, I'm going to push past that. So I want all the single moms to know, just women in general, like that you can be whomever you want to be, you know, like to push past those fears, push past the doubt, the insecurity, and like go for it, you know, go for what you want, go for your dreams. Like I am a living example of all of that. And I have so much more to do, so much, like I still struggle with a lot, right?
yeah,
But like nothing is out of your reach, you know?
sure.
Like you can just do whatever you want.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's the perfect way to phrase that. Now, my final question: you spoke so highly of your boys all season long. How proud of them were they of you?
Oh my gosh. You as a parent, like I didn't really realize, like, or even like my mom would and my dad, I know they wanted me to be proud of them growing up. And so like even as a parent, I'm like, I want my kids to be proud of me. Like I want them to have a great example and see me so they can grow up to be like these great humans, you know? And they were so proud. Like last night, like they were with me at the finale watch party, and they were just like hugging on me and like just saying how they
Oh,
were so proud of me, and like, and I'm just so proud of them, like for going through all of this, because it's a lot for them as well. But I think they're super excited, super proud, and I think that they will be inspired to do all that they would like to do in the future as well. So
yeah, yeah. Absolutely. Okay, really brief answer here. Would you return to Survivor if you were asked?
1000% yes.
Lauren, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And again, congrats on such a successful run on Survivor.